man checks into a hotel room under a false name. He asks for a room with no view. He keeps the lights off, even during the day. When hotel staff finally force their way inside, they find him dying, bound, stabbed, and beaten. When asked who did this to him, he gives a single answer. Nobody. This is Still Unexplained, brief explorations of unsolved mysteries. My name is Mark, and tonight we're stepping inside one of the strangest crime scenes in American history, a case with no witnesses, no confirmed motive, no clear suspect, and a victim who seemed determined to take the truth with him. This is room 1046. On January 2nd, 1935, a man checked into the hotel President in Kansas City, Missouri. He signed the register as Roland T. Owen. Hotel staff immediately noticed something was off. He was thin, nervous, poorly dressed. He paid in cash. He requested a room with no exterior windows if possible. When told that wasn't an option, he accepted room 1046, a small interior room. He carried no luggage and no identification, no visible personal effects. Over the next 2 days, maids and bellhops reported unsettling behavior. The room was kept dark at all times. The bed appeared unused. Owen sat alone, whispering to someone who wasn't there. He repeatedly told staff he was waiting for a friend named Don. Don never appeared. On the afternoon of January 4th, a maid entered room 1046 to clean. She found Owen sitting in the dark again. He told her to leave. When she returned later, the door was locked from the inside. That night, neighbors reported hearing muffled noises, then silence. The next morning, hotel staff noticed the telephone line from 1046 was dead. The receiver was off the hook. A bellhop used a master key. Inside, they found a scene that stunned even hardened police officers. Roland T. Owen had been found naked, laying on the bed. His body showed signs of prolonged torture. A cord was tightly wrapped around his neck, wrists, and ankles. His skull was fractured from repeated blows. His chest had been stabbed multiple times, one wound puncturing a lung. Blood covered the walls, the floor, the bed, and yet there were no towels, no soap, no clothing, no weapon. Everything removable had been taken. When paramedics arrived, Owen was barely alive. A doctor asked him who attacked him. He replied, "Nobody." Other reports claim he said he had simply fallen against the bathtub. Within hours, he slipped into a coma, and he died shortly after. Police were baffled. The room was too clean for the violence that occurred. Only a few items remained: a single hairpin, a safety pin, 4 fingerprints on a telephone stand believed to belong to a woman. The name Roland T. Owens led nowhere. Investigators soon discovered that he had used another alias at a nearby hotel, Eugene K. Scott. That name also led nowhere. It was as if the victim had deliberately erased himself. Owen's body went unclaimed. Then something strange happened. An anonymous man called the funeral home and insisted on paying for a proper burial. Soon after, cash arrived in the mail. A bouquet followed, 13 American Beauty roses. Attached was a note: "Love forever, Louise." Police tracked the flowers to a woman named Louise in Kansas City. She denied knowing Owen, but when shown his photograph, she collapsed. She identified him as her son. His real name was Artemis Ogletree. He was only 17 years old, from Birmingham, Alabama, and officially listed as missing. Louise Ogletree revealed something deeply unsettling. Months after her son's murder, she received typed letters in the mail. They were signed by Artemis. The letters claimed he was alive, traveling, doing well. The typewriter was never identified. The sender was never found. Someone wanted her to believe that her son was still out there. So who killed Artemis Ogletree? There are no easy answers, only theories. Theory 1, a crime of sexual violence. The nudity, the bindings, the brutality. Some investigators believe the staging was intentional, meant to confuse or mislead. But no sexual assault could be confirmed. and nothing explains why the killer removed everything from the room. Theory 2, organized crime or blackmail. Kansas City in the 1930s was deeply connected to organized crime. Ogletree may have stumbled into something dangerous, or been used as leverage, or silenced for reasons we'll never know. But no evidence ties him directly to the criminal networks. Theory 3, a personal relationship gone violent. The mysterious Don. Was he real? A lover? A handler? A trafficker? If Don existed, he was never identified, and no hotel staff ever saw him. Theory 4, Artemis didn't want to be found. Perhaps the most unsettling idea, that Artemis was running from something. That he gave false names, destroyed his belongings, refused to identify his attacker. That nobody was in confusion. It was intentional. Room 1046 remains sealed in history. A locked door, a dying boy, a crime scene stripped of answers. Was Artemis Ogletree protecting someone? Was he terrified? Or was the truth too dangerous to speak? Nearly 90 years later, the case remains open. Not because it lacks evidence, but because the evidence refuses to tell a single story. This has been Still Unexplained. Thanks for listening.